Live button.
Indictments.
Hello, everybody. Got Auntie Jennie, little brother Johnny, little Lucy Lou. Hope everybody's doing well.
Little Skewy and Bellatrix down here.
Mm-hmm. Jennie was kind enough, and Johnie as well, to join me Friday night for a recap of the Grand Tableau for the Spanky McSpankerton,
as well as Thursday night for the indictment.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then Thursday night, so we got another party come Tuesday because he's being arraigned on Tuesday, and Johnny just looked it up, and it's Judge Goodman that's going to be overseeing the arraignment. So
instead of Canon. So
I would love to see his ass locked up. Just sit there for a bit till your trial starts, but we can all dream, right? Anything, Jennie? How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling?
I keep watching Michael Rappaport's videos. His wife made him leave their apartment to go outside to raise ruckus because he was so loud.
What about you, Mr. Johnnie? Nothing?
Not a thing.
Are your classes still going on, or are they done?
We're just in week 2. We got 4 more weeks to go.
4 more weeks, and your next ones will be?
This might be the last one for some time, but I'll let y'all know if it changes.
Okay. Any announcements?
Just doing readings, JenLynTarot.com. Thought I was going to have to cancel a bunch of Skype readings this week because my computer got jacked up last night, but I got it working again. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, shit. So you can go on Jen Lynn's website, which is JenLynTarot.com, to schedule a reading. And see the kitties when you're getting readings.
They do tend to come up.
And Mr. Johnnie, besides your class is wrapping up in 4 weeks, and I'll be there next month to see you guys.
Oh, thank you, Barbara and Cold Toes, for the donations.
Oh yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll be in Oregon next month, and I'll be seeing these two. I'll see him again, and I get to meet her for the first time. And I'm giving you a big ass bear hug, Jennie. Like this.
I thought we weren't going to tell everybody.
Oh shit! Did I just let the cat out of the bag?
You just let the cat out of the bag.
Son of a bitch! Why didn't anybody tell me to shut my big ass mouth? God damn it!
I bought a special shirt for the occasion, so we'll see.
The only thing that sucks is I'm going to be there visiting family, so I'm going to have to like divide my time, you know.
Johnny doesn't like to be all huggy feely, and he's like, "What do you want to do while you're here?" I said, "Give you a big bear hug."
And he's like, "No." When I tried to hug him, he was like this.
He's going to be ass and elbows.
He was like this to me. I'm like, and I'm all like, do I stink, man? What's going on?
What do you want me to do? Punch in the back? It's like, I'm not a.
You could have punched me in the face, damn it.
I bought this.
Not a hugger. Oh, but it's got cactus. Just like you, Johnnie, prickly and low maintenance.
I'm gonna wear it all week.
That's just like you, prickly and low maintenance. Gotta love it.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you, Margaret.
I'm not even gonna wash it either. Gonna smell like lo mein and Burger King all week. See how many hugs you want then.
I'll still hug you. I was in the Navy, honey. It don't bother me.
I'm used to that. You got to come with something else.
Ship, it don't bother me none. I have smelled worse. So I was just talking to Jennie before we went live, and Jennie helped me out on the recap of the Grand Tableau on Friday. Jennie joined me. And it was.
I had to see if it had in the grand tableau that he flooded his surveillance room.
It's like it's just, these fascinate me because everything is in there, everything, and you can read it metaphorically, symbolically, literally. So you have to keep changing the lens of how you're but it's all there. Remember that one that we did a long time ago, and it was just after he went to Mount Rushmore, and you're like, does it show that he wants to be carved on Mount Rushmore? And I showed you on the diagonal where it was talking about wanting to be carved into a mountain in a park. Yeah, it's like it's
the crazy stuff we tend to ignore in those, and we should probably pay more attention to the crazy stuff in them.
Yeah, or remind me to look at it metaphorically or literally, or symbolically too, because it's like it's all there. So I was talking to Jennie because we did the recap Friday. I think this is my 4th recap on this tableau. And I was telling her that it was hard to determine when Jack Smith wraps up the classified documents case, because in this tableau, the classified documents is hitting the corners. So I can't follow a line. So I would have to look at the corners. I'm like, well, shoot, where do I go? And I was telling Jennie I would have to come up this line, which is the line for August, because we're right here in June. Right now, they're looking at financial agreements that are corrupt, that have to do with energy. Okay, stick a pin in that, energy. The next column over for the next month in July, there's someone that's going to be speaking and answering questions about Donald Trump in regards to secrets and classified stuff, or what they had knowledge of. So apply that to January 6th, apply that to stolen documents, but they're going to be speaking, birds in the house of heart. This first column here, which would be the column for August, I was telling Jennie on Friday that it looks like there's more indictments coming around August. And the following 2 columns cover September, October. So between August and September, if I was interpreting this correctly, it looked like Georgia and January 6th. Well, when I was trying to find the classified doc stuff, I'm like, well, where do I go? And I was like, well, just read this line right here. And then that's when it hit me. I was like, oh shit, is he going to be indicted or actually convicted? Because it's anchor, which means the arrival. It's in the house of Ryder. The cross, which is guilt, burden, suffering, punishment, followed by the scythe, which is danger. Ruptures, something sudden, it's like quick and it's bad, followed by the mice in the house of ring. So losses, thievery, corruption, stuff like that. So that's not good. So I'm wondering if from where we're at now, in about 2 months' time, a conviction and more indictments.
I can't remember which legal advisor I was watching on TV, but they were talking about Florida tends to have a fast docket, and that it potentially could be done in 2 months. And Jack Smith talked about a speedy trial.
And I think we covered it on Friday. I think you asked me. I'm pretty sure you did. I told you that I do not see delays in the court case because the mountain sits right under him, and the tower is not close to the mountain, doesn't sit behind the tower. If it did, I would say, delays, but it doesn't. There's no getting out of this. It's straight ahead. So we'll see. So, and Johnie just confirmed the internet ABC News, I think you said, Johnie? NBC News, that it's going to be Judge Goodman presiding over the arraignment on Tuesday. I don't see Karin sitting on this because Tower sits in the house of woman, a woman in the law, but that's followed by the whip in the house of Lilies. So whip is number 11. That could be the 11th Circuit. Lilies is something that is senior to you, has not necessarily authority, but if you look down the chain of command, they're on the top. Do you see what I'm saying?
And they're the 11th Circuit's over Eileen Cannon.
Yeah. So I don't see that, and I don't see delays. But just to put it out there, Can we read on that to see if
Yeah, we'll she either recuse or get pulled from the case.
Okay. And to answer Beatrice, according to this grand tableau, yes, the book is in the House of Coffin. Book, secrets, actual books, something that is classified
In a coffin.
inside of a literal coffin.
And if you did not see Johnny's reading on his channel the other day about Ivana, he kept reading on what's in Ivana's coffin, and no woman would show up. And he did it several different ways. A woman would not show up in that coffin. I'm telling you, she's not in that. I was like, I got to do a video this week in response to Johnny's and do the same thing. What's in her coffin?
See what you get in there.
Or maybe tonight we'll have to try.
And I don't think that there's any way that Florida is going to fuck this up, because on the actual indictments, they put out the controls. That means who owns that classified document. NIA, CIA, NSA, the National Geospatial thing, the NGA. Like, there's no way. There is no way that a judge is going to stick their finger in those agencies' eyes. So
never mind.
I don't get it'll be Eileen Cannon. I get the Tower bad news. A man is going to get the job for the indictments for the case. So I'm getting a man that will be satisfied with, and Eileen loses. She's stuck. She loses. She can't.
yeah.
I don't think somebody's going to tell her you got to go.
Yep. And Lily's.
I don't think she's going to recuse. I think they're going to tell her you got to go.
Lily's is the king of spade. Whip is the jack of spades. So that's male energy right there. Anyway, sorry, Johnny.
I asked, will she preside over the whole case? Because right now she's still on track to do that, I suppose. But the transition, or her completing it with the Wheel of Fortune, Six of Swords, is burdened by the Ten of Wands. There is some talk about someone of senior authority. So the Emperor shows up. So some man here. And then there's a no in the end with the Page of Swords. Guess we'll see.
We'll see. Keep your ears peeled. I'm down to my last bottle of champagne, which means my ass needs to go to Trader Joe's tomorrow and have that bubbly in the fridge ready for nice and cool and cold for Tuesday. So, and staying on top of all this classified document stuff, in October of 2021, the New York Times reported an unusually high number of foreign citizens serving as U.S. government informants had been killed, arrested, or compromised by rival intelligence agencies. The documents that were recovered at Mar-a-Lago contain information to human intelligence. Is there a link?
I just heard a big yes, but I gotta see what the cards say. It's like setting up Jamal Khashoggi for entertainment purposes only. YouTube.
So is there a link between the acts and the documents being
the people getting unalived?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. To the point y'all were making earlier about something coming down as far as like more indictments or something bad in the next few months. Isn't that when the astrologers also say that August is supposed to be really bad?
Really bad for Trump.
I don't know much about astrology, but how I do my grand tableaus, I tend to read each column as a month. And then across this, you know how I do it, but this is the column for August, and it's shit. And I say, if you're going to fling it, turn that fan on high.
I get a yes. I get a big old yes. Supporting documents, business deals, targeting people. There's Trump here, something he was hanging on to from the White House, and I get yes that he offered this to a foreign leader, and there's my big yes card, and they went to work, anxiety and fighting these informants.
Unbelievable.
There's definitely something about security that's coming out in this case. Security that was embattled.
There is grief, sorrow, loss, the Fool, Seven of Swords, thievery, plans, sneakery, the Moon, ultimate treachery, and then there's a group of people here too. So yes, not just a link between the two, but a link between that person too.
The village idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I get a yes. I do. Before we went live tonight, I had read an article on Raw Story, which may not apply now. I don't think it does, but we can still look. Raw Story was reporting today that the Trump legal team was planning to ask Judge Cannon to dismiss key evidence. Well, it's not Judge Cannon anymore for the arraignment. Well, that's just the arraignment. So let's just ask. He was planning to ask the judge, we'll just say the presiding judge, to dismiss key evidence on the basis of the dismissal. His lawyers are saying that the notes kept by Trump's attorney, Evan Corcoran, the bombshell evidence in which Trump discusses lying to investigators about the documents' existence and even suggesting destroying them, are covered by attorney-client privilege and should not be turned over.
Which was already done away with to get Cochran to testify to the grand jury.
They already pierced that attorney-client privilege. So can we look if they'll try again?
Will any evidence get kicked out of the? They're having issues because some of the documents are so top secret. That there's what they call the silent witness rule, where they may show it to the jury, but it's going to be really hard because there's a lot of really top secret documents in there.
And to even get a judge to grant them permission, you're going to have to wait to get that judge all the clearances they need just to look, not show it to the jury, just to the judge.
Yeah.
And I doubt they'll even go there.
They're talking about they can redact and everything, but that would involve taking in the silent witness rule and stuff. So it's going to be very complicated for them to present all these documents because the grand jury or the jury will have a right to see them.
What I find interesting about this particular story that I just read, this moron, dude, he's trying to have evidence thrown out by the judge about him telling his lawyer to get rid of evidence.
About him confessing.
Which would be obstruction. But you still got 31 charges of espionage, you dumbass. Like,
you're going to obstruct some more.
Just try to tell him you declassified it with your mind.
Yeah, he's out in the cold on that. He's going to be very dissatisfied with the ruling. People in his network that he shared information with. He will try, sneaky behavior here, but the illumination is already here and the judgment's already here. Bad news for him. The evidence stays. You got to defend against the evidence.
Unless she is coming up as the emperor. When does this start?
Tuesday.
That's his arraignment. When does the trial start? Does it start Tuesday too?
They set the trial at arraignment date, don't they?
Yeah, because he's got to do a plea, guilty or not guilty, which
And-
we know what he'll plead.
And mind you, he just got a new lawyer because the other two quit. They saw that and they're like, "Fuck you, we're out." You know.
Well,
so
if you read the indictment, it talks about lawyer 1, lawyer 2, lawyer 3 without naming them. I think that's the 3 that resigned. It's like they're going to face their own indictments.
or they can't testify because they're being used as witnesses against.
Or they're being used as witnesses. So he lost his
So now-
3 best lawyers for F Around and Find Out Club.
and so now he has no attorneys. He's got one with the others TBD.
They said it's his worst attorney of all his attorneys that's handling the arraignment on Tuesday,
Oh,
which,
pretty bad.
I mean, that's no big deal. That's just putting the plea in.
Get Tacopina. He wants more airtime. Give him a call. Giuliani, are you available?
You can't get Chris Christie. He's attacking you left, right, and sideways.
Giuliani would probably look at the female judge and grope himself in court.
The Quackanon lady, get her. Can you imagine the shit show that would be?
Unless she's coming up as the emperor, I don't see her in this read at all. Because I asked, will she acquiesce to dismissing information, or will she at the very least think about dismissing evidence? And as she does not come up here at all, there's a man there. And I get a no from him with the justice 7 swords, 4 swords. So he wants something done about the schemes and the lies and all that. But there's a new person here. So I don't know at all.
I asked, will his lawyers ask for evidence to be dismissed? I get a yes, but it doesn't happen because it stays. It's already been committed. And it shows the link,
The conspiracy.
the agreement. So he doesn't, he will ask, he will not get it. So Spanky is calling. Check this out. He's going to bus people into Florida. Okay, there's 4 buses, y'all, and there's a
Using
picture
all
of
his illegal gotten gains, all his illegal money to bus them in.
Yeah, so
Or
he's
he's going to have buses and not pay for them.
So he posted it on his fake Twitter, and there's only going to be 4 buses. 4 buses for all that bazillions of dollars you raised off these dumbasses. You're only going to get 4 buses, but those 4 buses are picking people up at Walmart. I forget where else, but there's only 4, and he's calling it the America First Freedom Road Trip to go to the federal courthouse in Miami. You would think Florida and federal prosecutors are going to have that place on lockdown, considering what we just saw a couple of years ago.
There's an interview when I was looking for the Canon and Goodman information. There's an interview with someone in the local police department, and yes, it's on high alert already.
It's on high alert. So can we just ask,
Just like, will there be any problems or
yeah,
arrests?
Where are we busing them from? Is it like different parts of Florida or the
different
country?
parts of Florida? I'll find that because I took a picture of it. It's on my phone, I think. And
So he's not
I'll send
picking
it to
up people at Mar-a-Lago. He's picking them up at Walmart.
Walmart. There's one bus that's picking up out of Walmart.
Can't they just drive themselves then? If it's not busing people from Alabama and like surrounding states, then can't you just?
Oh my God, Julie, Walmart, pajama pants, no bra, and teeth are optional. You going to hell, girlfriend?
Let's not forget the thong underwear with the tight knit leggings
With the
that you can
beard
see the
hanging out
thong
to
through.
here. You know?
Oh Lord,
Oh my God.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I don't shop at Walmart very often, but when I do, I try not to look like the videos you see all over YouTube of the Walmart shoppers.
There, I got my big horns on now. That was so big.
Wait, what's our question? Oh, violence.
Will there be violence
or arrest? Or... I'm telling you, they're in the minority. Even a poll that just came out. There's a much larger group of people that are glad that he was indicted. And Trump said that everybody was crying. It's like, yeah, tears of joy.
Tears of joy.
Tears of joy. You were finally indicted.
I was drunk and crying because I was so happy. And I hardly ever drink.
You missed that. Becca was on Autumn Black and Orange with a bottle of champagne.
I had to because I just... So will there be riots at the courthouse on Tuesday?
I get no. There's a man with a plan, 7 of Swords, or some sort of strategy he has for security, 9 of Pentacles here too. So I don't know if this is some sort of chief or some sort of head of security or whatever. The Hangman and the Lovers with the Emperor, someone is doing a lot of noise, a lot of talking, that type of thing. Very, very boisterous person, but they're reserved. So you can be froggy, but you're not going to leap. You can do a lot of barking, but you know what not to do because bullets hurt. So you know what not to do. You can scream all you want to because that's your First Amendment right. But keep hands and feet and objects to yourself.
I don't get violence, but I do get, yes, there are a lot of people that because they believe the big lie, and he's called them to work. They're feeling quite anxious. So I start out with 2 yes cards, but law enforcement's going to be there in strength, and I get they keep it friendly, so it'll be relatively quiet. The unbalanced will give up and go away. So I have temperance here, so I think it'll be relatively peaceful. I'm not getting violence cards.
Here's my problem. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, Johnny, please go ahead.
Here's my problem. When he ran for president and had that mall full of idiots down there with the shirts and stuff on, he paid them. Now y'all doing it for free. Something wrong with y'all altogether. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Oh, he's paying for the bus, and you just gonna sit there and go, "No, pay me like you paid them to come rally for you."
He can't even keep his own lawyer, so he's certainly not going to pay for yours.
And somebody had mentioned in the chat a while ago, didn't he do this another time where he bussed people in and then left them stranded?
Yeah. He did. And one of those times when I lived in Pittsburgh, there was a whole bunch of them, and it was like 34 degrees. And he never showed up, and they were all standing outside, not in a venue, outside, waiting for him, and he never showed up.
Mm-hmm. So I get a lot of emotional people are going to go visit, probably drunk. Okay. And I get that they're going to be pretty friendly, but they're just going to be voicing and being very loud about grievances. He's being wrongfully prosecuted, blah, blah, blah.
He's being targeted by Biden, like Biden was on the grand jury that indicted him.
Yeah.
They're so illiterate. They don't even our people in the House and stuff, they're like, this is so wrong that Biden's indicting him. You serve in our government. You should know Biden didn't indict him. A grand jury did.
And most of them are lawyers. They just know that they know that their audience is too stupid. And that's the amount of contempt they have for these people to where they don't even care to be honest. So,
Beth Cat was telling me Lindsey Graham had such a meltdown on TV, he couldn't even get his words out.
Yeah, they were asking him, and then he tries to pivot to Hillary Clinton, and they're like, no, I'm asking. He's like, if you would let me talk! And it's like,
I'm about to get indicted in Georgia and everywhere else. Let me Talk insanity.
It's like who's pleased your titties, homeboy?
It's like Bilbo Baggins, in Lord of the Rings when his face changes because he sees the ring. It's mine, and that's what Lindsey Graham did.
Yes.
Let me talk.
Oh,
Poor little Lindsey Trump wannabe with his little orange face on here.
Mint julep, like Johnny calls him.
Yeah,
oh my God. So, and they were saying today too, I was reminded in Autumn's chat, because I was watching her live stream earlier, Adam from Black and Orange. I'm sure you guys know her, but if you haven't, go check her out. She goes live every day. Just recently, a couple months ago, Ron DeSantis passed a law to where it's legal to run over protesters because he wrote that law. He wrote that law to target Black Lives Matter and other protesters.
Everything goes back to bite them in the bus. Please, somebody mow these guys over.
It's like when you're waiting for JFK, you're waiting for the dead guy and someone runs you over.
And you want to hear some other fucked up karma? Remember when Donald Trump just got into office and he was convinced about all the classified documents that Hillary Clinton stole? So he rewrote the law to make it a felony. Look at you now,
step in the penalties for himself.
You wrote your own law. Here you go. Here's karma being petty. So
why don't you just make a law where it's also illegal to eat pudding with your fingers and just do the whole round? I mean, make it full circle if you're just gonna keep screwing your own self.
I really need that doll of Three Finger Ronnie.
Oh my God, the little Three Finger Ronnie with the Hitler patch.
I really need that doll. I don't know who's selling it, but I really.
Oh, there's another shirt. Can I show you?
Speaking of Nazis, there was a bunch of Nazis protesting in front of Disney a couple days ago.
Little Three Finger Ronnie.
This is for entertainment purposes.
That's like a Cabbage Patch Kid. Wait, Jen, wait! I gotta hold on! Don't take it off! Don't take it off! Wait.
And his fingers full of pudding.
His little go-go boots, his little pudding cup, and his chocolate on his fingers.
I forgot there's no chocolate all over his face.
I need this doll. Well, and then there's little Trumpy.
Wait. Let me make it bigger. Hold on. Why aren't you responding? Damn you. There you go. Look at the tiny hands. Look at the tiny. Oh.
Okay.
I feel bad for whoever's on diaper duty. That's all I'm going to say.
This is an actual shirt, mind you.
Hold on. I got to.
Now, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is not an indictment or an accusatory statement, but. If you want it, it's $9 from that shop on Etsy. Right
there. This man.
Well, Hillary, for Onward Together, you can go to onwardtogether.org, is selling these hats that say, but her emails.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. There you go. But her emails.
Mm-hmm. Selling hats for onward.org. So that was her response to the indictments.
This stupid son of a bitch.
Boris Johnson also got resigned last week. So
yeah. So here's to switch it up a little bit. Here's a petty question. Considering that Trump went above and beyond to do all these laws, to change all these laws and increase the penalty and all that stuff because he thought he was going to be able to use it against a political opponent, i.e. Hillary Clinton. And then it came back to bite him in the ass. Was this karma? Was this karma being petty?
Don't forget we had Jim Jordan who paid somebody to testify to the House committee. Yeah. His whistleblower on Hunter Biden. He paid him. That came out.
Mm-hmm.
Jim's like, well, he has a right to make money.
Or the evidence that they submitted that was from Rudy Giuliani and it was never accepted because it's conspiratorial.
Like Bill Barr wouldn't even go there. Hello.
And,
There's
and
nothing
now
to
the evidence is
declassify.
missing. The evidence to impeach Joe Biden is missing.
We got it. We just don't know where we put it.
We know he did it, but we just can't prove it.
Okay.
Was this karma? Something from the past coming up again? That's a yes. Victory. That's a karma card for me. Yes. You smug little a-hole. They're trying to temper you down. You're not getting the message. Yep. That was karma.
I get stupidity. It's like going and building the bonfire, taking your matches, taking your gasoline, standing in the middle of it, and then throwing the match outwards. And then it doesn't get very far because that's how gasoline and fumes work. And so it's you thought one thing was going to happen for whatever reason, it didn't. And so that's what I kind of get is that he didn't think this through because there's more to a situation. And this is not really the fool's strong point. This is because, again, when we pull the fool, this is not an insult. That's the way he comes up in the cards because this is not the person who thinks about step 2. They just do the thing right now and then hope it works out for the best. And it doesn't. And karma assures such a thing because what goes around comes around. And if it keeps coming around, that means you're not learning the lesson. And we know how good he is on learning lessons. So yes, stupidity and karma mixed together.
I get karma, but also quite possibly someone from the other side going, "Ha ha, motherfucker!" I wonder who that would be. Oh Lord!
I got a question.
Yes, please.
Will Trump's lawyers try to negotiate for a plea deal?
I'm going to
and
set
if they
this one
do,
out. I'll set this one out because I saw that on Friday.
If they do, will they be successful?
In the Florida thing?
Yeah, in the Florida thing.
The classified docs case.
Will they try to negotiate for a plea deal on the classified documents?
Well, who was they talking to when they had a meeting with Garland? That's what it was.
The thing about a plea deal, like Mark Meadows, if he took a plea deal, he's got to plead guilty to lesser charges, right? Trump will never plead guilty to anything.
Nope. Never.
Because under the advice of counsel, they told him to stop talking many times, and you see how far that's getting. So.
Yeah. So even if they negotiate a plea deal, he won't plead guilty to lesser charges, so it would become moot point anyway. He can't admit
now, the one advice he did take, because he said this himself when he was first running, and he was who was it that was pleading the fifth, and he said you only plead the fifth if you're a coward, or blah blah blah. Then later on down the line, when he pleaded the fifth, he said, I understand why you do it now is because, they try to trap you and this and this. And that was his lawyers telling him to plead the fifth. So, or someone around him to do so.
I get a big old yes on them working on a plea deal, trying to work out the details. I get a big fat yes. Trying to reduce the sentence or whatever it takes. But Jack Smith's in charge here, and he's got the whole network of all these people that work together. He ain't accepting a plea deal. He's going to bring this tower down. Thank you, Claudia. He's going to bring it down.
Two of Swords.
He's not accepting it. Sorry. He's not accepting it.
That flew out, so there's a decision to be made. So yes, they do want some sort of leniency. Here's the thing. if okay, this is not in the read, but I would say they would consider it only if they think they could possibly, at all, possibly get someone who is his foreign ally on the hook for something. But you're not necessarily going to go arrest Vladimir Putin or the Saudi Arabian guy. Like you're just not. So why would I take a plea from you? Who am I going to actually get on the hook for something? Who am I going to arrest? What system am I going to bring down?
You're not going to flip on somebody else because you're as high up as it goes.
And I have jurisdiction over you. At the very least, I can charge you and put you in jail. I can't necessarily do that for these other people who are protected by all these different systems, because there is some sort of foreign leader here attached to conversations. And so there is something to where they may try to persuade the justice system with the justice card to lean their way, but it's not going to happen. The schemes already have clarity, so they already know what you've done. This case is part of your rights because you have a right to a trial, but they have what they need already to convict you. Now we see what the judge will do and the jury and all that, but the evidence is clear as far as this really goes. So you don't really have a leg to stand on unless you can possibly give me tons and tons of people with tons and tons of documents, or I need to benefit from this somehow, and I don't see that yet.
Yeah, unless you're going to tell me who you sold documents to and what's
And
in
he's never going to say that either.
this casket.
He's never going to admit that either. They're going to have to, because what's his face? Jack Smith has subpoena the golf thing. What is it? Tilf, whatever.
Live.
And he has subpoenaed the records for Trump.org. So they already know. And this column here, writer, Bear Ring Sun. News about financial agreements, energy. So they're looking at financial agreements and financial agreements that are corrupt because it's in the House of Mice. So, and it's around a betrayal or treason because it's writer in the House of Snake.
Yeah. So selling documents off and hiding it, laundering money through the little tournament that he just did.
Yeah. Now you just got to find the evidence.
So can we ask that? Like, will they find evidence of him money laundering through Live Golf?
Mm-hmm. I'll sit this one out because we went over that on Friday. Tina, when I say energy, it applies to all sorts of energy. Petro, solar energy, light bulbs, batteries, nuclear energy, all energy.
I get something complete in 2 months that Trump is going to regret. It's something that he strategized with overseas, and I get Jack Smith's going to get it. Yeah. I don't know how he's going to get it, but he's going to get it. Trump's directly involved, though. He's been watching him. He knows all the games he could be up to.
And he ain't fucking around.
You know, I will say this. Beth Cat there in the chat shares a birthday with Jack Smith, so don't mess with Beth Cat. We just found that out because his real birthday came out last week.
So this is answering in a roundaboutish way, yes, but it's there's the Three of Swords. Someone gives up information about the Ten of Pentacles, which is the company, the Nine of Pentacles, which is personal finance interweaving into that company, and then the Eight of Pentacles, someone who was on the payroll or being paid for something. The Seven of Cups, though, that person was not there. So I don't know if it was like a shell position to where they just had a title and was collecting a check. So it's almost as if this person's funneling money to this person working for Trump org, but the money is really coming from this for this type of thing. Because that person's not there, but there is someone at work with the Eight of Pentacles, but there's no someone there. That someone, though, could possibly be doing the betraying, because they are talking about, here with the Eight of Wands, your conversation, you're talking, they are talking about massive amounts of money when it comes to a company and personal finance. And so that person is not there anymore, though. That's interesting. Little Three of Swords in the window, too. So there is something there that may be Weisselberg even, or someone close to him, maybe his son, because his son worked there. I don't know. But there's someone there with a phantom position that is going to betray, or has already. Because mind you, Jack Smith is not the only one talking about Trump org. So there's information already out there from AGs and other places.
Indeed.
So can we go back a second to the agents that were unalived, that were mentioned in these documents and stuff?
They weren't mentioned. I was referring to a New York Times article that came out a couple years ago that said that there was an increase in people getting unalived. And it just so happens.
Because it says in the indictment, like, things on foreign intelligence as well as things on U.S. intelligence was in these documents. So will Trump be held accountable for any deaths of our foreign agents?
Yes. Told me to pull off the top, and then that's the first thing I pull. So that's my death card instead of the actual death card. So okay. Always listen to that low voice. It's directing you.
Well, nice start with the devil.
I don't get him. There's somebody else there. And not necessarily directly responsible for this or being tied in response to this. This could be just tied to information that's missing and not necessarily deaths. However, there are attacks here. So it could be one in particular, but not a bunch. But that's still up for grabs, because I get the Empress and the Page of Wands. So it depends on cooperation and all that other type of stuff. The Empress is abundance. It expands anything. There's the Page of Wands. So we could have a bunch of talking. We could have an abundance of messages coming in, like what you call the tip hotline type of thing too. So there could be a bunch of that. So it gets convoluted, but there's one man, and it ain't Trump so far.
So I'm getting Jack Smith, like, there's corrupt deals with the devil here and DOJ charging in. They're a little nervous, and they've got so many things to go after with him. I do get they're talking about it and investigating, what's in these documents. They don't want to go there, but somewhere down the road, because he's caused loss, of secret people, and he's caused loss of secret knowledge, to go overseas. There's it's kind of chaos. That I think they're talking about treason, maybe bringing him up on treason charges. But it's kind of in a wait and see attitude. So he may be trying to do a fast trial on this to see the reaction, and then if things go well, come back with treason charges for what was in the documents he was sharing.
I get that the identity of someone was delivered by perhaps a new person or a younger person. So it wasn't him. Unless he would present as the man. But this is, I don't get it was him.
It rarely is. It's always
No, he always
someone
has.
that's clear.
He
He
got somebody
always
else
has
to
a
do the
gopher.
dirty work.
Yeah.
He always has a gopher. You know, like he's on audio from testimony from his lawyer saying, "Yeah, can't you just, get rid of it?" Like you're telling your lawyer to commit a crime on your behalf. Like what the fuck, man?
Did I hear that Waltine Nada, Walt Nada, his name's Walton, I think it is. But I call him Waltine because it's Waltine. Waltine got indicted also, right? He's for false statements as well as obstruction of justice and stuff. Did I hear he's being held without bail?
I haven't seen that, but I had a question on that guy.
Well, I'm curious, like with Trump,
Well, I had a question about him. It was my next question. Trump, one of Trump's super PACs is paying for Nauda or whatever his name is for his defense attorney out of the Trump super PAC.
Dude should have flipped a long time ago.
Well, here's what happened. One of the prosecutors on Jack Smith's team, as is normal, went and met with the lawyer from Walt Nalta. And he was just saying, hey, I know who you are. I've seen, you used to work for this law firm. Now you're going into private practice, yada, yada. Why are you doing this, man? And he was trying to tell him to tell his client, you need to flip because we got you by the balls. You need to flip. Well, that lawyer is now trying to file misconduct against Jack Smith's prosecutor for prosecutorial misconduct. Well, that just started off a whole chain of events because now there's a conflict of interest because you can't be getting paid by the guy that you co-conspired to commit the freaking crime. See what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so is this witness tampering? Is this a continuation of conspiracy? Like, but he's done that with a bunch of the people, though. The difference is now they're both co-conspirators together for moving the boxes in obstruction of justice. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, what was the question? Because I had it right here. Navarro's, the lawyer's name is Woodward. That's the one that's on the Trump team being paid by the super PAC. They try to get Naro to flip. Will there be evidence of witness tampering or coercion from Trump since he's paying Naro's legal defense through the super PAC?
It's like, you see, now everybody else is lost and gone to jail, but you're going to think that him paying for your legal defense is somehow going to produce a rabbit out of a hat.
Yeah.
Waltine. Witness tampering. And he messed with Cassidy Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Had his lawyers mess with him, I should say.
Yeah. Remember, they were trying to get her to just lie,
Well, we're paying for her lawyers, and she dropped them, just like somebody else did that too. Dropped lawyers.
Weaselberg dropped them
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Went on his own lawyers.
I don't see initial trouble for it, but is there evidence? Yes, because mind you, he did this with the Mar-a-Lago workers too, who saw the boxes and who were moving boxes and the maid services and all these different people. He did the same with that. Jack Smith even looked into that, and these two cards flipped out, which is the Fool and the High Priestess. So yes, there's a lot of evidence to it. When you go through your interviews and talking with groups of people, 3 of Cups and 10 of Cups, people he worked with and people that are working with him to work with other people, then yes, but I don't see any legal proceedings after this, though.
I get yes, but it's going to take some time. I get an ultimate yes for witness tampering. Nada, I'm getting, he is trapped in all his lies, all his false statements, and they're very detailed. That's what's burdening the crap out of him. And that's coming from all the whistleblowers, all the text emails and the audio tapes and all that. He's just going down the legal system. It's over, done deal. But I get, they're going to move forward. Like something is going to come up again that's very, very murky, sneaky, manipulating witnesses. So I get ultimately there'll be witness tampering, but I'm not sure it's on Nada.
I'm getting that. Nada. I'm getting that pack is fucked. I don't, because there's the pack here, a network, suffering and pain, guilty, and then fucked. You know what I mean? So maybe there's something,
campaign finance violations
or something else, but this is about to go down too. So I don't know if they tie one to the other or how it happens, but there's something about that pack which doesn't make sense because they're co-conspirators, but whatever. So my next question, the day that Trump was indicted, the Gang of Eight met.
That's in the Senate.
Mm-hmm, the Gang of Eight in the Senate. Why were they meeting?
Mitch McConnell's been very quiet since these indictments came out. Mm-hmm. Learn a lesson, Lindsay.
Sorry, having a meltdown. Y'all got Cheeto herpes. They ain't clean. That shit ain't coming clean anytime soon.
Let me talk.
At all.
It's like, yeah, you go ahead and talk, Lindsay. Let me talk. Let me finish what I'm saying. Tell on yourself some more. You can tell who's guilty of conspiracy, like through Mark Meadows' text messages and all the meetings. It's the ones freaking out the most. Josh Hawley and Jim Jordan, Lindsey Graham. They're just flipping out.
Mom is saying, Peggy's saying that PAC is under investigation for wire fraud and lying to get donations directly for the stolen election. I forgot that Jack Smith has that too. So there's 3 more. Fannie Willis, 1-6, and then wire fraud and everything else unless they tie it into the Jan 6 and make it one big thing. So I forgot about that.
He's gonna keep a lot of grand juries employed for a while. I'll put it that way.
I get there's something about withholding support, or a decision about withholding support from some man. So I asked what they were discussing, is what I asked. And there's judgment, so a decision of some sort, some judgment, if you will. The 4 of Cups, there's leaving someone to their fate, to their reality. The Page of Cups, there's your support. The 5 of Cups, there's your loss. And then the Emperor. So leaving somebody to their fate. I think this has more to do with a campaign than it does trials of some sort. So don't support him. Don't campaign for him. Don't phone bank for him. Don't say anything. Just let it be. And the attack dogs that are already out there, Chris Christie being one, Pence will probably eventually come around to that, and then let it be.
I get it. Emotions are high, and ending and separating. Look at all the separation cards, like separating from Trump. Talking about nominees and stuff, and shifting their strength, their support, for someone else, and knowing that he is going to be defending himself for his big lie. So all the illumination, they know this case is strong. They know it. So they're trying to, I think, figure out like who else to put forward in nominees that's not going to get caught up in this. Like can't nominate Lindsey Graham or Josh Hawley or anybody or Ted Cruz. They're caught up in it.
But this is the Gang of Eight, not a political meeting.
I know, but it's interesting. They're talking about cutting support, like saying nothing.
I get that it's around, that conversation was around a very important man, a very significant man. Okay. A person that had access. This man had access. He had the keys. Okay. For this person was also very childish, quite immature, not very knowledgeable, and a desire for power and finances. So it was, I think it was around Trump.
It's definitely around Trump, but it's like, it's almost like they're trying to figure out how to block people like him in the future. Does that make sense?
He's a mindset. And so all of y'all have it. You just didn't have it out loud.
Yeah.
You defended it for 4 years, and 2 years later, you're still defending it. And you will continue to defend it because that's your income and that's your base.
If they prove he sold documents, or gave documents overseas and stuff, I mean, that's treason right there. They're all going to look foolish supporting it. And they do need to come up with some rules about, the executive branch of the government to prevent people like Trump getting in there and messing it all up.
Yeah.
They were sweating for 4 years because he had the nuclear codes.
He gave classified intelligence to the freaking Russians in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
He sat down and had a conversation with Kid Rock and showed him classified fucking maps.
Waves around papers. Look, this is classified, so don't get too close.
Remember when they had to take that meeting and he was in Mar-a-Lago and something was going on? I forget what country it was. And he's just sitting there bringing everybody around while he's on the phone talking about national defense. Because look at me, I'm so important.
Had the Prime Minister of Japan sitting next to him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Can I ask something goofy?
Yeah, go ahead.
This ain't petty. This is just goofy. Because I don't believe that aliens walk around on planet Earth. That's just my personal belief. I ain't telling y'all what y'all to believe out there in the world. Did they inform him anything about the Pentagon and aliens? Because that's the one thing that has not come out of his mouth.
Because Obama, after he left office, said yes, and I can't talk about it. Like he wouldn't.
So did they tell him
he learned
anything
about aliens? All he would do is say yes.
Classified documents with Trump in regards to intelligent life form on Earth,
or the lack thereof in the White House for 4 years.
We're not talking about you, Trump. This is the guy who took a cognitive test and thought it was an IQ test. You guys, I mean,
grab me by the pussy, alien, but I don't know where it is.
Or maybe they showed him an alien. He thought that was Ivanka or Melania. Yeah. It looks like his wife, apparently.
He's like, shit, Junior, what are you doing here?
I eat paste.
Did they show him info about
he does not mention
aliens?
He's a blabbermouth. It seems like we talk about that too.
Gargoyle definitely looks like she's been beamed up and had some experiments run on her.
Oh my God. I saw a still picture of her on Twitter. And I know making fun of people's looks is just, I'm not the prettiest. I got fucked up teeth. I'm fat. I got white hair. Like I will bash myself, but this homegirl, you need to stop.
She started out as a pretty woman. She started out as a pretty woman, so you are jacking yourself up like the woman who wanted to be Barbie.
Yeah, her lips are this big. She looks like she got 2 of those fuzzy ass caterpillars and stuck them on her eyeballs because her false lashes are so big she can't open her eyes. She's Botoxed so much that there's no expression on her face. filler everywhere. I'm like, girl, stop. How can you look in the mirror and say, yep, I look good? It's like
she already got that big giant little shop of horror mouth to where it's like this big. It's like
and then her boobs are up here. It's like
she's Seymour instead of Seymour. She's Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors.
I mean, I'm all down for you want to get a little nip and tuck, this, that, and the other. Go ahead, but stop.
But at some point, calm down.
You're starting to look like a horror show. Like, just stop.
I get they showed him, because they had to use good judgment around him. I get that they showed him some things that might have been manipulated, that might have been about aircraft or spacecraft, that kind of thing. They might have given him something, but it was not the complete work. So they did present him with something, but they knew, that they couldn't trust him and being all sneaky and everything. So I don't think they told him the whole story. I think they kept the real stories from him, if that makes sense.
That's what I get. That they had a conversation, that some sort of agency or whoever had a conversation, but you have to take him to a certain level of, because this is not an indictment on Geminis by any means, but his attention span is worse than mine. So it's
Jack Smith is a Gemini.
Yeah, so there you go. It's his attention span is like a gnat. It's extremely small.
And that's generous for a gnat. We're being generous.
He invented squirreling,
This is the Justice and Page of Pentacles. You can show him something enough to where it would fascinate a person but not inform a person. You can show a person a picture of like their space news, and Enceladus has got it's erupting basically out there in space. Show him the picture of something like that, but you don't tell him what it is, because he's not really that interested anyway, because he can't sell that to somebody. So there is a conversation that happened, 8 of Wands, but there is no details that were given, if that makes sense.
So I asked if they gave him if they showed him classified documents about aliens here on Earth. So the middle card is the book, which is classified, secrets, knowledge, okay? And then the moon and the child. I'm gonna get petty. They showed him a children's fantasy book.
That is a book for kids, though.
He's like, wow, this is so cool.
That was probably on Eric Trump's bookcase.
A children's fantasy book is what they gave him.
Cat in the Hat.
I got a petty question.
Okay.
Is Melania going to stick by him through all these trials?
Okay.
To the bitter end?
I'm going to ask divorce instead, because she could still be there, technically attached to him, because he still may be worth $48. So I'm going to say, will she leave him for good?
Before all these trials are up.
Karin was saying,
Donald, somebody's at the door. You're indicted again.
Karin in the chat was saying that it was a picture book because he can't read. It's like, yes.
But he's really good at pictures: cat, man, woman, dog, camera.
It was probably Harold and his purple crayon.
Johnny, exactly. How do you think he passed that really hard IQ test?
He's good at pictures.
Donald and his purple crayon. Well, Donald and his black Sharpie, drawing in the hurricane.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that was the craziest thing. Drawing in the hurricane into Alabama.
I got another petty question after this, okay? You guys don't mind. So
Melania gonna stick by him.
This looks like I don't believe this though. It looks like a no, but where's she gonna go? And what does the prenup say? I wonder. But here's the 5 of Wands and the Hangman. So there is conflict around hanging around, or around a perspective change, some sacrifice. She doesn't want to sacrifice because she's going to see it that way. There's the Fool and the 8 of Swords. Maybe she hopes he will get arrested, and then that is her her jumping off point to actually going elsewhere, because I'm not gonna. You can then say, oh, he tricked me for all these years and I thought he was a great person, and you can get a clean divorce hopefully or something like that. So she's really hoping for him to be incarcerated. There's the Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Tower. They all say no, but I don't believe she's sticking with him so far. But this says no, sir. As soon as she has a clearing, she's heading for the door.
I get the same thing, because she's already turned his back on him, and she's got a plan. As soon as Trump's making license plates and they move him into somewhere where he's secure, she's taking the money and running. But she has an agreement with them right now, so she's waiting till he's like locked up secure somewhere. She's got a little piece on the side waiting for her, and she would sneak away in a heartbeat and move somewhere quiet and isolated in the world.
I get that she would be more than happy to take off with a kid. Also, this would be a lover, so happy to go out with a new lover as well. So, just saying.
Baba, come get me. He's in
Baba the goat hoarder.
Baba.
So my petty question is, for those of you that have read the indictments, I posted them a link where you can read them online.
It's only 46 pages.
Yep. It's only, it shows up as 49 on mine. Maybe it's because I'm on the computer or whatever. But there's pictures in those indictments of where they found boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of classified documents. My interest is on the bathroom, because when you look at the picture, the boxes are lined up all around the toilet. Hold on, let me make you bigger so people can see. There you go.
There's a chandelier.
Okay.
Why is there a chandelier in the bathroom?
Oh, you wait, because I'm about to get petty. All right. So,
there's a toilet over on this side and a sink. There's boxes on the back wall in this side, and there's a shower curtain there, and there's more boxes behind that.
There's more boxes behind the shower curtain in the shower. Now, mind you, these are the classified documents that he did not eat, because remember, he ate a whole bunch of them. He was in the White House, so who knows if he was sitting.
These aren't the ones he flushed yet.
While he was shitting others out.
These aren't the ones he flushed yet.
So my question is, Jen, if you look at that picture, that bathroom makes no fucking sense. The toilet is on the floor. So even for a regular sized person like myself, you're going to be sitting on the floor. Okay? Besides the tacky chandelier.
And the tacky shower curtain.
And the tacky shower curtain. Okay? It looks like the toilet paper roll holder is up here. So you're sitting on the floor and you're reaching up here to get the toilet paper, but above the toilet paper is another fucking tacky ass wall sconce. I'm like, so how would you even fit the toilet paper on the because there's a wall sconce and
a white plastic garbage can
across the room. So if you got to dispose of your stuff, you're going to get up with your pants around your ankles and walk across the room.
I've got a marble top vanity with gold fixturing, but I got a white plastic garbage can and a chandelier. And it looks like one, those
Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in where the toilet paper thing is? It's above the toilet.
Can I get the glare off it so you can see it?
Okay, so you see where that very top box is next to the toilet? Right next to it, there's a wall sconce. And then right below that, there is the toilet paper holder. You got to go like this to get to because you're sitting on the fucking floor.
Well, the shower curtain rod looks like one of those cheapy ones that you just pop in. It doesn't look like it's really mounted. It looks like a spring-loaded one with a crappy shower curtain liner up there. It's not even a curtain. It's a liner of some kind.
And then did you see the tiny ass windows? Like you couldn't even why? Where do those windows go to? And then on top of it, the windows go from the wall to the shower. So people from outside can just see that, oh, look, there's all the classified boxes we're looking for.
And the shower curtain rod, like on one side, it's on a wall, and on the other side, it's on marble that lines the shower with. But it's so tacky, and the big old chandelier.
I mean, that bathroom makes no goddamn bit of sense. Much less sense with all them boxes of classified documents. So I want to ask, just to be petty, do all the other bathrooms at Mar-a-Lago look like that? Because you can't tell me you can possibly take a peaceful shit sitting on the floor, reaching up
with your knees and your
It's like
chin.
a bathroom built for chimps or something, to where like your body is real low to the ground, but your arms are really long.
Yeah. And then you got to walk across the room to get rid of the tissue.
But
Or
as long as it's got
sanitary
gold tone fixtures, or not even gold tone fixtures, it looks classy.
So do the other bathrooms at Mar-a-Lago look that bad?
Yes, because that's the way he likes it. Wasn't this built? This was built before him. So this for whatever reason, though, it's blaming it on him. There's the fool, the devil, and the lovers. There's some sort of agreement, I guess. Maybe he renovated, I suppose, but he starts the read. But then there's the devil and the lovers. This is done in collaboration with.
You got an interior designer for that shit? Because that fire them, because that's tacky as. Why do you need a wall sconce right next to the toilet?
You would think he would have like a stainless steel garbage can or something.
Maybe because he puts light bulbs up his behind, like he
and drinks bleach.
This is all the work of Trump. You know what his perception of beauty is. What I'm getting in secret, it's bad news all over the place, because he wouldn't spend enough money on the renovations. On the work that was done. He wouldn't invest. So it's crap. It's all crap.
I get that he just kind of went cheapo on the cheapo, especially on the countertops. But maybe because he thought nobody was going to go in there. But yes, they're all just as bad. So.
It looks like one of those, those seeking type of things, to where you have to find the wall sconce, and it's a bunch of crap on the thing, and you have to find the toilet paper. Good Lord.
Yeah. And then the picture of all the boxes lined up on the stage in the banquet hall. Mm-hmm. That stage is even tackier, because it's got all the gold paint. It's not even gold leaf, it's gold paint. It's like,
I do like the fact that they released all that, even though it's not going to work for its intended purposes, but they want everybody to see we're not setting him up. This is what's actually happening here. He had documents that are supposed to be elsewhere in his hotel bathroom. So we're not setting him up. So
in a freaking skiff, Johnny. Maybe he thought SCI documents meant shower curtain important. Like maybe that's why he saw, oh, this goes behind my shower curtain. See, it says SCI right there. Like,
I only have that one in black and white, so you can't see the detail.
That's crazy.
So I got a question. All these clowns, the Lindsey Grahams, the Jim Jordans, the Kevin McCarthys, all of these that are going out like chihuahuas, screaming their heads off that this is a wrongful persecution, this, that, and the other thing. He declassified the documents. Jim Jordan just did an interview saying that he declassified them. And the reporter fact-checked, he's like, no, he says in the audio he did not declassify. He could have declassified anything, and he declassified it. It's like,
he says in the audio, I'm no longer president, so I can't declassify him. Like, he knows he can't declassify
which
them.
means you had them after you were president.
Yes. And then the reporter rebutted him with that, and Jim Jordan doubled down on he declassified them. It's like.
And how do you know that exactly?
Brain powers, dude. Man.
Did he tell you? Did he also tell you what the documents are?
I have the biggest brain. I'm the smartest. Listen. I know you're angry. You're a little bit jealous. You're not as smart as me. Okay? But trust me. Believe me. I wouldn't lie to you. If I would lie to you, you wouldn't know. But I declassified them with my brain.
Brain actual size.
The aliens gave me powers to do it with my brain.
Brain actual.
That's where it is, too.
So
I hate that damn thing.
I'm gonna send you one. I'm gonna bring you one of these when I go to Oregon.
Having
Okay.
a flash now.
So I gotta ask. Most of these people, with the exception of the idiots like Marjorie Taylor Greene, just she's over there in space somewhere, and Lauren Boebert's in space somewhere. What do they all really think about the level of spillage of these classified documents?
Even one of the Fox News guys was like, this is damning evidence. It's like, yep, backpedal, dude, backpedal.
Yep. No, and instead of doing that, they're doubling down. It's like, you all know he has no chance in hell of winning you another general election.
If Obama had done this,
why the fuck are you giving out the country to a fucking moron who just got federally indicted for the worst crime in the world?
well, because people that worked under him also got money from Steve Mnuchin, got money from Saudi Arabia, and
But you give him 4 more years. How many of you then will also be arrested and indicted? Look at what the carnage he left behind in just 4 years. You're going to do nothing but be added to it if you give him 4 more. So, which is not going to happen. But.
he's just going to take more
He can't
people
win a
down.
general election. Okay, great. He won you the primary. Good luck with the general, and have fun losing the House and the Senate.
They are very, 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 very concerned with the spillage because it was not contained. 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, which means possibly a lot of them know about this. There's the 10 of Cups. They know what was there or how it got there, or they know more details than they wish they actually do right now, because if Jack Smith or somebody else comes a knocking, what do you know and when did you stop knowing it, type of thing. But very, very concerned because they're more concerned with their own well-being than necessarily his. Because what am I tied to? What did I know? What do I know? And mind you, a person can know absolutely nothing. The 9 of Swords is anxiety, not necessarily an indictment or anything like that. Just being worried that they might talk to you. Some people are not so braggadocious and boastful when they get in front of investigators, especially ones with stone face. Mm-hmm. And so you can be loud on Fox News, but sitting in a room with all you hear is the light bulb, and then that person talking is a whole different kind of thing. And so they're worried about that in their own well-being. Don't do stupid stuff. That's all I say.
Dang it, I spilled tea on my brand new deck.
Oh, no.
Breaking it in, that's all.
Breaking it in. I always spill tea or water or something on them.
Lucy done it 1,000 times.
I get the people in the government, they're feeling very burdened by everything that he's stolen that's come out in these legal documents and stuff, trying to figure out how to temper this down, but trying to also figure out how to separate and end any relation. They're disgusted. They do see this as a betrayal to our country. And I get in quiet, they're talking about like everything that was manipulated, who he might have sold these to, all the work that went into these documents that he may have like sent overseas. So they're talking a lot about Trump in quiet and trying to figure out, talking about what a loser he is and everything, trying to figure out how they Dark Night of the Soul. They're trying to figure out how to survive this.
I got another question after this, but what do they really think about the national security spillage? There's a lot of them that are holy fuck, like this is bad. And a lot of them that are also probably thinking about, oh my God, is there any can we get any certainty if there was any sort of transaction over these documents? They're meeting about it. We may not hear about it, but they're meeting about it. And what are they talking about? how the public is going to be pissed, how the nation is going to be livid. Right here, a majority and also independents talking and gossiping, also talking about business abuses. Do you see what I'm saying? Like something that was sold that's abusive, possibly weapons. And then how the fuck do we get out of this? So my next question is,
They better strengthen that emollients clause to where somebody can't do what he did when he was in office.
It's in the law for a reason. They enabled him. They enabled him
to
The
break
law is there.
The law is there. We don't need to write more laws.
Nobody.
They let him do it. They let him do it in front of everybody's face.
Well,
So
it's like the Florida ones that immigrants, that law, we're not going to enforce that.
Oh no, it doesn't have any teeth. Don't leave. Don't worry. Sorry. No. Don't leave.
We need you.
No, but those laws are there for a reason. Had it been any other Congress, they would have upheld it, but not this one. Not this one. So here's my next question. Do Republicans recognize how they will be held accountable in the next election? Because you can't tell me that stuff like this, and we still got more stuff coming up. Georgia, Jan 6, and then possibly the wire fraud stuff. I don't know if Jack Smith is going to keep that separate or if he's going to lump it into the Jan 6 stuff. I don't know what he's going to do. But you can't tell me that you're standing there continuing to defend the indefensible. You defended January 6th. You defended the extortion of the Ukraine. Now you're defending him stealing classified documents and wait until we find out that he actually sold them. You're going to defend
Hillary and her emails and all her classified emails.
That whataboutism boogeyman ain't going to work this time.
But and all your crap with Hunter Biden and everything.
And then on top of that, we're going to keep coming after the gays and women's rights because you guys are the ones that are causing problems, not this clown. Okay. So do they recognize that they're going to be fucked in 2024?
Some. I get the 3 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. There are still some celebrating because of probably maps and all that goes on in those states. It's a very small group, though, but it's small enough to where, or big enough to where it makes a difference for Republican numbers. But it's still a small group, so it's not like they got overwhelming things. The problem is communicating this to a large group of people for the benefit of a large group of people. So the majority of them are not going to benefit from these messages, only the small group. And so do they see how this is affecting them? I would say personally, without cards, you would be a fool not to, but at the same time, they repeat the same playbook every year. So it's almost like they don't see it. And then I get the limitations and restrictions in 5 of Pentacles. It's like, no. Some of them just figure once 2024 rolls around, either they'll forget about it or I'll just spew some new lies and then get you back in.
But at this rate, it's going to be one after another, after another, after another. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get, they think, it's cyclical in the elections and we can defend our seats, here, we can still secure seats and stuff. But as more and more of this stuff comes out in the courts and the details of it, they're going to start realizing they're toast, all this sneakiness going around. And I get they go quiet as a tomb, like they don't talk about it. And if they don't talk about it, they're just enabling that kind of attitude again. So they need to get brave and talk about it. Chris Christie, even though he didn't, he supported Trump all through his presidency.
He was an enabler.
At least now he's opening his mouth. Thank you, Judy.
He was an enabler. But at least now, do I forgive him for what he did before? No, I don't have amnesia. I remember what you did. And there's this thing called the internet where I can look you up. You
were on his transition team. You helped him get into there. So
yeah. Exactly. And then you defended him through all the bullshit he did. So no, I my brain is working just fine. Man, woman, camera, TV. Okay. So I get that they're not sure how to move forward with their base. So it's kind of like being boxed in. Well, if we stop supporting him, we'll lose the base. But either when he's gone, that base is not going to go with you. They're not.
It's interesting. There was somebody I was listening to talking about when Nixon, was brought up. Only 18% of the country thought he should resign when Watergate first happened. And then a month before he resigned, it was like over 50% of the country thought, yeah, you need to go. You need to go. So it takes a long time. As it took the Watergate hearings and exposing him and seeing everything come out. It takes a long time to get people to change their mind about somebody.
But here's the thing with that in mind, though, Jenny. 6 months ago, when Jack Smith started his investigation, when we heard the allegations, over 60% of the country said, "Yeah, fucking indict his ass."
Yeah.
Now we have the evidence and the whole paperwork that we can go through and read and say, "Holy shit!" I think that number, when they poll again, is probably going to go up higher.
I think it's higher now because, mind you, his base is only like 17% of the Republican base.
Yeah.
And so it's very small. And one thing Nixon did not have was TikTok and Twitter and Facebook.
Exactly.
And so you got a word that goes around. Trump is guilty of showing pictures of his bathroom with classified documents in it. Persuades people a lot more than waiting 3 days for a newspaper to catch up.
They won't televise the trials, but they will have news reporters in there reporting on it every night, and the Glenn Kirschners and stuff, right? So that was the point of that. Like, that number will go higher the more time goes on and the more that's revealed.
And I understand that, but right now, as a politician, a political animal like Mitch McConnell, you can't tell me he's not looking at the numbers going, fuck. 60-something% of the country thinks this guy should be behind bars, and yet the clowns in the house over there are supporting him. They're going to burn
it all down for him.
And then you were telling me that the other day the house had to shut down because Kevin McCarthy couldn't get his clown show on the train. So what happened with that? And can we read on that too? Because I don't know what happened. Why did they shut down?
Because somebody had called for a vote on Kevin, but it never happened. And then there was so much, I think it was Wednesday, like they shut down. They couldn't get anything done.
Remind me. Well, unless you want to ask it now, that's fine. Guess who's under investigation again?
Santos.
Matt Gaetz.
Oh, Matt Gaetz.
Over the child trafficking and drug use. He's being investigated by the House Ethics Committee. Is that retaliation? Remember that picture when Kevin McCarthy was trying to get the votes, and then there's that picture of Kevin McCarthy going over. He's got his arm on Matt Gaetz' shoulder, and he's in his face like this. And I'm like, you can't tell me homeboy being investigated again by the House Ethics Committee isn't retaliation.
They're also investigating him showing nude photos on the floor.
Yep.
See, we read 1,000 years ago that wasn't over, but everything else was saying, yeah, it's over.
It came back up again. It's the House Ethics Committee that's investigating him right now for the child sex trafficking and showing pictures on the House floor. You mean to tell me you let that son of a bitch get away with that for 4, 5, 6 years, and now all of a sudden you got a problem with it?
Who's the groomers? Who's the groomers in Florida?
Yep.
So what was the question? I'm sorry.
Is it retaliation that he's being investigated? Because he's the one that's stirring up all the trouble with the Freedom Caucus over there in the House, making.
As an update, what we got last time, the names for Santos bail people are coming out, and his lawyers are saying it was his family members. They should be protected. Stop doing
that. No, I doubt it. I doubt his family has $500,000.
Uh-huh.
His dead mama that died like 3 different times.
3 times. She died 3 times. Rest her soul.
Never seen somebody die so many times.
So are they retaliating against Matt Gates.
Yep. This is unfinished work that they're looking into. Yep, they're disgusted with him, and they may make referrals to DOJ. It's unfinished work. And because there may be minors involved, it's like TikTok.
This is,
they're pushing back because you got Jim Jordan in the House, just on the Judiciary Committee, just doing garbage stuff on Hunter Biden all day long. So it's like, y'all are going to get what you deserve. You're just going to get what you deserve.
this is my Matt Gates face. Like,
Wait, raise your forehead at least 5 inches.
Hold on. Wait, I can't do it.
You're going to have the McFrankenstein forehead.
I know. He's got that little, what is that called? Widow's peak, when it goes like this?
Yeah, the little point.
Mm-hmm.
His Eddie Munster.
Yeah, Eddie Munster.
Well, he wished. There's the House, there's your fate, and there's restriction. There's the Five of Pentacles thrown out in the cold. There's the vindictive person. So maybe there is a woman here who has some secrets or some problems with you. There, kind sir, with the High Priestess. She sits on a lot of knowledge, whatever it is. And the Ten of Cups is in the word of warning. Ten of Cups is harmony. And so there is harmony, just not for you.
I get a
Thank
very
you, Karin.
powerful woman that is very conservative. And this is also the card of ethics. I would not be surprised if Kevin McCarthy had a little chit chat with the, what's her name? The one below him, Elise Stefanik, and said, we need to get rid of this problem.
Thank you,
The
Carmen.
company you keep.
Keep eating yourselves. You'll refer him. But George Santos, who's just also been indicted, can still have a seat.
So
Make that make sense. Johnny, make that make sense.
I think we've read on this before, in light of the fact that in the indictment it talks about he did move boxes to Bedminster and it's caught on film and stuff. Will they raid Bedminster?
Okay.
I think we've looked at this before, but I don't remember what we got. Will they raid Bedminster? I tell you, I want to see a yellow tape around every Trump property and just go in and look and see what he's got everywhere.
Yes, I get the Sun is the last card, so your confirmation, your yes card, because there's mounting pressure to do so because of something being in multiple locations. The Eight of Pentacles and the Fool, something to do with his actual job too. And so it's in a bunch of different places, isolated places too, because the Eight of Cups or Eight of Pentacles is also a self-isolation so that you can focus type of thing.
So you mean the bathroom and the shower in the basement?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Concentration rooms.
In the server room.
So yeah, I get it. Yes.
Yeah, everything's changing now. Jack Smith's in charge, and he you're gonna regret everywhere. There's unfinished work here. Everywhere in your network that you have lied about where you put boxes and sneaked around with them, he's gonna have investigators on it. So I get yeses, yes. The bully's in charge here. He's gonna burden the crap out of him. So it wouldn't surprise me if he does a lot of surprise, quick FISA warrants or whatever it is to do the raids and stuff. But I also get he's watching all these properties. Like he's got people on him watching.
I get a hell yes. Somebody that was in agreement to do this, that's going to be suffering. There you go. So we're looking at you, Naro, about to get your balls squeezed, and you're going to squeal like a pig when you're looking at, I don't even know how many years in prison for obstruction of justice and helping to, they only got him on obstruction, right? Yeah. So
obstruction and false statements. They got him on false statements.
False statements. What's the max on that?
Like 5 years or 10 years.
Even if it's just a year, who wants to spend a year in jail?
For an orange menace that's going to be out golfing while you're rotting away in prison.
Yeah.
So here's another question. Hold on, let me get my little notes up here. So for the whole classified documents situation, he gets arraigned on Tuesday. He went on a rally just this last weekend, a couple days ago, yesterday, I don't know when, and he started talking shit about Jack Smith and Jack Smith's wife. Will Jack Smith, will the prosecutors also add additional charges for making threats against federal prosecutors? All you got to do is shut your mouth, homeboy. That's all you got to do.
We keep talking about how so many people have got examples of what not to do, not to follow Trump, not to get hired by Trump, so forth, so forth. He has an example himself. This is why I said he is not the person for learning lessons. E. Jean Carroll, $5 million. You went out, ran your mouth. That's added to her first case that she had on you. So, okay.
And
you're adding to your January 6th thing, like riling up the base over and over and over again.
Which will show a pattern. I'm not a lawyer, but in my mind, you can use this incident with that incident.
It shows an intent.
Shows intent. And again, I am not a lawyer, but I could have sworn one of the judges drug his ass back into court and said, shut your fucking mouth.
That's a yes. That's a big yes right there on the bottom. There's going to be something about threatening all these people.
So will they add charges for threatening federal prosecutors?
That's a big yes. The court's going to offer him the opportunity to explain himself, but that's a big yes. He's trapped in this. They're going to burden the crap out of him.
Why not?
I got a big old hell yes.
Yeah. He's manipulating people to surprise the court. The court's not going to take this lightly.
It's like, do you not realize the level of shit you're in right now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want me to buy
we ask that? Can we ask that? Does he understand the level of shit he's in?
Does Donald Trump understand the level of shit he's in right now? That is the question, ladies and gentlemen.
Does he even comprehend how deep the doo-doo just got?
And it's not just regular doo-doo. It's like diarrhea.
It's like sticky diarrhea stuck to his...
It's bad. Does he
even comprehend the severity of this? Because he just keeps politicizing it, thinking that'll get him off. And it's like...
Yeah, what you say doesn't... The court of public opinion has no sway in a court of law.
That's right. Laws matter. No one is above the law. So.
And if you thought the court of public opinion really did sway, your ass would have been locked up back in the fucking 70s, you fat fuck. Nobody liked you back then either, you know? So does he
understand? He will one day, but this is
not
in the future. Possibly if he loses everything, because the Five of Pentacles, mind you, life will teach you, but it does not teach softly. It hurts every time because there's a lesson to be learned in communication. If you don't get the lesson from the communication part, then it pushes you down and said, okay, did you learn now? And so you got the Page of Pentacles, all the indictments or all of his possessions even, and then the Five of Pentacles. There's your lack, your loss. This is what he's heading for. And this is not me being petty. This is just what he's headed for because everybody can see this. You don't even have to be psychic. The Wheel of Fortune is your life, your wheel of life. It goes on and on and on. He is in his mind with the Nine of Cups because when he looks around, he still has everything he wants. But at some point, he's going to wake up and it's all going to be gone. Then he will know because he's under pressure. And so then, only then, does he realize. The Ace of Wands is where your ideas begin, your creations begin, your actions begin. And it is very easy to be this person because things can get out of hand very fast. And so he's not going to understand until he loses it all.
Until he's sitting in an orange jumpsuit inside of a 4x4 or a 6x6 cell going, I can't go on my Truth Social. I can't go on my Truth Social and tell people how much they love me.
His plan is to return to the White House. That's his plan because there he thinks he can defend himself or pardon himself or whatever. So he doesn't want to look like a loser to America. And he's trying to partner with people in his messaging. Now, give him 2 months and he's trapped in more indictments. Look at all the swords on this, all the indictments that are going to come down. I'm telling you, he's going over 500 felony counts. He's definitely, he doesn't accept the truth, but the courts with the abundance of indictments that are coming, there's a chance it might temper him a little bit, but he doesn't learn.
No, I mean,
he doesn't have the ability to learn.
You got it. You talk about shit for brains. That's a compliment for this guy. Like
a 5-year-old could learn, don't touch the hot stove once, a toddler.
I get, does he understand? No, he will when it starts piling up because right now he's trusting that his loyalists are going to be dangerous and get him out of this. I don't know how that's going to work out, but okay. Until the danger keeps piling up. When the scythe comes for you, it's going to be like a big smack upside the head and he's going to be like, oh shit, I can't put my orange makeup on today. I don't have the hairspray for the dead ferret on my head.
What does he think his loyals are going to do? Like come, cause some violence?
Probably break him out of jail, Jennie.
He thinks they're going to put him back in the White House without
that makes sense because his only superpower right now is talking. That's all he's got. He can't do nothing to Jack. He can't do nothing. He couldn't do nothing to Mueller. He can't do nothing to Biden. All he has is talking. And on top of that, he really wants to be a mob boss to where he can say, go take care of them, go take care of them, go take care. And then it happens. And then he's all powerful. Except that's not how anything is working in your life.
Nope.
I'll be right back, guys.
So I'm going to theorize here. A couple minutes. I don't know. Should we wait for Jennie to get back? Because this would be fun with Jennie too. It would be fun with Jennie because we love numbers, don't we? We love them numbers.
Like I get it, but at the same time, I don't. How do you get to be 77 and not learn anything?
I guess I'm not a mental health
or 70, whatever.
I'm not a mental health care professional. I am not a healthcare professional. I am not a lawyer. I am not any of those things. I'm just some girl, period. I don't need to tell anybody my credentials. But there's a part of me that thinks this is a level of his sociopathy, his psychosis that I don't think. Remember those doctors that wrote The Duty to Warn? And they were over there on the bullhorn like, this man is fucking dangerous. I don't even think they understand the level of crazy this son of a bitch is. I mean, I'm sure they do. They're professionals, but menace is just not even a word. So
the sad part is the people in the house and everybody that keeps supporting, covering for him are at a same level of crazy that they think this is okay and acceptable to America.
You are just enabling, and then knowing that some of the documents that he had were plans on how it was to get us attacked, and you're defending that? But her emails? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. We don't need another fucking 9/11 in this country. And if we do, it's on you because you enabled that shit. You know? So I got a petty question. How many charges will he be indicted? How many indictments will he have for January 6th?
Okay, I'm pulling Lenormand out because numbers are better for Lenormand, so you have to help me.
So just pull two. Just pull two.
I mean, he's averaging 30 plus on each court case.
How many indictments will he get for January 6th?
14.
14?
Mm-hmm. Or 13 or 14. I heard 14, but I pulled 13. The queens are 13 in the Karin.
Interesting. Fox, which is number 14, and Lady, which is number 29. So 14, 29, 33, 40. That's 43. I'm going with 43, but that's interesting. Investigation of a woman.
Mm-hmm. First card is 34, which is the fish. And then the second card is 36, which is the cross. But I'm going to go with 34 around that number because this would be the punishment. So an abundance of punishments, there's your 34. So we got 34, 14,
43,
43. Okay.
Add them all together. And
add a couple zeros behind it too while you're at it. Okay, so shits and giggles. How many indictments will he have from Georgia?
Oh. I heard 8 and I pulled the devil. The devil's 15. If you shrink it, it's 6, but 8 to 15. Let's go with 15. I like 15.
That's a big problem for him. Look at that. That's 36 and 21, so 40.
Or you can, yeah, but I mean, I think that's a bit high. Maybe.
Yeah,
so you can
maybe
do
36 was the first card.
I get 17 to 18.
Okay, let me ask this. Excluding Georgia, because Jack Smith's also looking at electoral fake electors
and wire fraud. Don't forget the wire fraud and some other shit that was
just fake electors. How many, besides Georgia, how many additional charges will he have over fake electors?
How many additional indictments will Donald Trump have outside
over fake electors?
The fake electors.
The world would be endless.
Wouldn't that be karmic if he got like 45 charges for the insurrection, being that he's the 45th president? Wouldn't that be fucking karmic?
So I got 2 cards of endless, so I don't know what to say. It goes on and it's a loop.
Wait, what number did you get?
Thank you.
It's technically 10 and 21, but the symbol of it all is endless because it's a circle. So give me a number, though. 1. We'll say 1. So maybe 100. So maybe. But I'll go 1.
I'm going to say 30. I'm going to say 30 because the whole network's getting investigated. The whole network.
So let me see. Additional indictments for fake electors outside of Georgia. First card, number 20 for the Garden. And I got between 20 and 23. So somewhere around there, maybe. I mean,
Okay.
So, okay.
How about campaign finance fraud and
How many indictments will Donald Trump receive for campaign finance fraud?
grifting?
How many indictments will Donald Trump receive for campaign finance fraud?
Isn't this fun, guys?
We're putting it out there. We're manifesting
Putting it out there. We're trying to see if we're going to get to 500.
That's 6.
How many, Johnny?
6.
I get 3. 3 for the money.
10.
Okay.
No, I'm going to say 10 to 23 because it was like targeted steal. Stop the steal, targeted steal. So to stop the steal, I'm going to say 10 to 23.
10 to 23. Okay. So I got 2 petty questions, y'all. First of all, I'm going to say I'm going to get real petty. So if you guys get offended by me making fun of religious folks, please see your way out because I'm going to get petty. So this is your warning. 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye. Okay. So the evangelicals have been losing their ever-loving freaking minds that they have been praying, and they've been praying so hard for God to protect Donald Trump, and he just got indicted. Is God listening, or is God just being petty?
God answers all prayers. Sometimes the answer is no, right, Johnny?
Very much so. I actually almost wore that shirt too.
Because they've been praying real hard, y'all. Real hard.
He's going on vacation. Told you he's watching Matlock. Leave him alone. That's what he should. That's what Trump should be watching.
I see God leaning back, watching Matlock. Oh, what's this? Another indictment? I'm
starting to think that God. I'm really starting to think that God is Eric Cartman from South Park. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, whatever your name is, and fuck you too.
Oh Lord, it's just he's watching Matlock with his snacks and leans over. Tell him to go get his shit together. I'm not coming down there for this. Even on the commercial, I'm not getting up for this. It's a little kid on the other side of the world somewhere. Tell him to go get his stuff together.
Another evangelical just prayed for protecting Trump from indictments. Look, make another indictment go through now.
Yeah. And then that prophet, that evangelical television internet prophet lady was saying that God gave her a message that she's just that he's going to take out all the evil from the Biden administration and Trump's going to be set free. It's like, do you realize you're just carrying on a conversation with yourself in your head? Because I don't think that was God talking to you, sweetheart. Okay.
Because he should have told that to Trump. What did you look you for?
Yeah.
Is God listening? No. The page, well, he's always listening. Again, he answers all prayers. Sometimes the answer is no. There is the 7 of Pentacles. There's a wait and see to this with the 7 of Pentacles. If you want him to act, that is not what you want in this situation, because God moves faster than karma. And so whatever it is that you want, he will give it to you. Just be specific. You want attention, he gave it to you. He was listening to you. You wanted attention and he gave it to you. Now, the one time God is going to be all up in your business is when you die. Because this is the card of the rapture. And so if you
don't go playing outside during the summer.
You want to go talk to God? He'll come get you. You ain't even got to worry about it. He's got a Miata, I think. So be prepared.
Your inheritance is complete. I sent you COVID. I sent that, to send a message to you, and you still want me to manipulate something for Trump? No.
I get God got the news about the liar and the cheat, and he just started cracking up.
They couldn't even wear a mask for COVID.
What I
Now you
want to
want me
know
to
is
go and
what did
protect
God
Trump?
think when she said the angels of Africa? He said the angels of who?
Angels of Africa, angels of Africa, angels.
The woman has never been to Africa. Well, how's she
It's
know
like,
what angels are
where'd
there?
they come from? Do I have some of them?
And I thought you all hated black people too. So what are you praying to black people for? Like,
The angels of Africa? I didn't know I had none of them.
now I'm gonna get real petty. Some of you might find this gross, and if you don't want to read with me, that's fine. I'll tackle it on my own. Pat Robertson kicked the bucket in the month of June.
I don't care what you ask. I'm reading on that. Go ahead.
Gay Pride Month. Gay Pride Month. And I was texting Jennie, and I was like, the only thing I'm pissed off about is that I was unable to get into hell and welcome that son of a bitch in with the warm welcome he deserves. He is the most disgusting person.
I've never seen so many people on Twitter tweeting, "Oh, good, now he's in hell with Rush Limbaugh."
Yes.
I said the same thing. That's what ran through my mind first thought.
It's like, don't be that person that when you die, people are glad that you're gone and making fun of you.
I mean, the comments I was reading, everybody was in agreement. There was no people saying, "Oh, don't say that," talk ill of the dead. Everybody
He's in
was
hell.
saying that.
Everybody. And here's the thing. The comment that he made years ago, I forget when it was, about the earthquake in Haiti, and that it was God that was punishing them because the people in Haiti were working with the devil to abolish slavery. It's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And you call yourself a Christian?
Yes.
I mean, so is he in hell, and what does the devil think?
He said that a meteor was going to hit Disneyland or Disney World because they had a gay pride parade.
He's just vile, disgusting.
Mind you, the Earth gets hit by meteors a lot, but it's just by the time they hit the ground, they're usually about that size because
I would laugh if one of these idiots is over there doing the same thing. A meteor's going to hit California because of gay pride parade or whatever, and then they go outside and they get hit with a freaking meteor. And then first, a bird shits on them, and then they get hit by a meteor.
That would be God paying attention. There you go. You wanted one? I gave you one.
Ask and you shall receive. So how's Pat doing in hell?
Oh, Lord. Now, y'all know I don't believe in hell, but if I did.
Yeah, I don't believe in hell either, but I'm getting he's earthbound right now. I'm definitely getting he is earthbound, because when I start getting pinnacles, that's earthbound for me. It's like he's dead and a lot of people celebrating. And I'm getting he's earthbound, for his lack of sharing. Like he didn't learn benevolence. He didn't learn true sharing. Thank you, Joanne. So he's kind of surprised he's earthbound. He may transition later, but I'm getting he's earthbound right now and anxious about it.
Now, one of you light workers, you can reach out to him and maybe usher him to the other side if you wish.
No, thank you.
Because I don't get that he is anywhere. I get he's still here somewhere, but it's not because he doesn't know how to cross over. There's something wrong. Well, of course it is. There's something wrong in his life where his purity was stripped, his light was stripped. Now everybody's got a pure soul, but it's still here. Like there's too much corruption and it's too dark. Because I get there's nothing but 9 of swords, 5 of wands, 5 of pentacles, 3 of swords, 2 of swords. There's just torment around him, which there should be. I'm not Mother Teresa, so it should be. Now, for me, I don't watch Matlock because I don't have a TV, but I'll do one of these. Though. Give me a snack for you. I'll just sit back and I'll eat my fast break while you spin and torture, I guess. So that's what should come to you because you spent your whole life being nasty to people.
Mm-hmm.
So
in the name of Jesus,
Yeah. And in the name of Jesus, again, If you get offended easily, close your ears. In the name of Jesus, fuck you. But
Love it.
I just tried asking, where is Pat Robertson? Asking it that way. And I get, again, he's earthbound, but
here.
he's going to be spending time with Trump, his friend, later.
It's funny.
He's earthbound.
I asked, how's he enjoying his time in hell? He's got a good friend over there. Now, who this person is could be a very religious person. So I don't know if this would be like a Rush Limbaugh or somebody else who's a liar and argumentative. But how's he doing in the afterlife? Not happy, probably bound up and being whipped, maybe by some demons.
That's what hell is supposed to be about. That's what he said it was. So why not?
Because you got this, homeboy. You got this. Okay. So one last final petty question. Marjorie Taylor Greene got all dolled up in a pretty red dress to go down to Mar-a-Lago to say hello to President Trump. When he landed in Florida to get arraigned on Tuesday, he walked right past her ass, didn't even look at her.
Didn't even recognize her.
You got snubbed, girl. You got snubbed.
Oh, poor thing.
You got snubbed.
Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile?
Don't forget the whistle. The whistle.
I can't whistle.
Oh, she wouldn't put on her church clothes and everything.
Yeah, she had on this little red dress. She's over there, and Trump's walking off the plane. She's all,
Yeah.
he just walks right by, doesn't even wave the horse.
Any of y'all live in Miami, please go over to that courthouse with whistles.
Oh my God. So, hi, Tara Newbie. I didn't see you in here earlier. So how did she feel for getting snubbed?
I flew all the way down here, and I've been
She is
protecting
just
you.
too attached to him. Lord have mercy.
He's auditioning for VP, just like Carrie Lake, that wacko.
Oh, child.
By all means, go ahead if you want to be indicted next. I say do it. I say please do
TG's
it.
got that
4 days
little
will go
space. He's
away.
not going to give her a time of day.
No, but I want them to kiss his ass because the voters in Georgia aren't going to vote her ass out. So there you go. Go work for Trump. You'll be indicted next. Give it minimum of a year. You'll be indicted next.
This is the same woman who was groping a cardboard cutout of Donald Trump.
Oh, she's so nasty.
She is way too there. She is too. She is way too attached to him. Oh, her feelings was hurt.
Oh,
You want some chocolate, Marjorie? I got a piece. Oh, she was devastated. Never mind, feelings hurt. Oh, there's another woman that she feels as though she needs to compete with too.
Probably Carrie Lake.
Because here she is, and then here that woman is. This is dark hair, dark eye woman too, so probably her. But her feelings here with the temperance card, her moderation, her balance is shattered. These are the two worst cards you can get. She got them both. Well, good for you, dumbass. So
I did. Oops, I fell off. She was schooled. That's the school card, the apprentice card. She was schooled. She was shattered, feeling totally stabbed in the back. And, I came all the way down here and have to abandon this. She's crying in her pillow at night.
Aww. I'm sure she's going to go kick some puppies and feel all better.
Yeah.
You know?
Her boyfriend.
I was getting that she was kind of looking over her shoulder, trying to make it look like, it's not that big a deal. And then she started getting worried, and then she got cold shouldered right there. So how is she feeling? Not good. Like, oh fuck, did I screw up? Did I do something? Is he worried about me? Does he think I'm going to talk? Like she tripping. She's tripping about getting cold shouldered. So. Nice.
Drown your sorrows in a cup of wildflower flavored bleach.
Or chocolate pudding. Go have a cup of chocolate
Purposes.
pudding. You're in Florida, in TG. Go have your pudding.
I mean, at least you can say that she didn't go buy her dress at Walmart because all that money she's been grifting off her campaign for fences and stuff. So I'm sure she spent a pretty penny on that tacky ass dress she wore, little red dress
that he cared nothing about.
Well, that's all we got for tonight, folks. That's all we got. Thanks for hanging out. Next
Another week. More crap to come up for us to read on next Sunday on Johnny's channel.
On Johnny's channel next Sunday.
Next Sunday, I will let you know ahead of time if I'm going to be late or not. But we have another outing next Sunday, so we'll see. Well, we should be back before then, but if not, I'll let you know ahead of time.
Okay, sounds good. If anything happens on Sunday, when the indictments happen, I'm sure Autumn goes live every single day, but if something's breaking news, I'm sure she'll be on. I'm going to be watching the TV. And before we go, happy Pride Month to all of our queer brothers and sisters out there.
And happy Father's Day next Sunday.
And happy Father's Day next Sunday.
To the human fathers and the pet fathers.
Yep. Fly your flags, folks. Let your freak flag fly. Is that what
Cracker Barrel had their flag rocking chairs, and now that they're trying to boycott Cracker Barrel.
Boycotting beer, boycotting Jesus chicken, boycotting Cracker Barrel. These people have run out of things to eat and places to shop. But by all means, go ahead.
Garth Brooks is making sure Budweiser is available in his new bar in Nashville, so go visit him.
Yep.
Always like Garth.
All right, y'all. Did you hear what Dolly Parton did? For all the schools that are banning books, Dolly Parton's starting to donate a bunch of books. God bless that woman. God bless her. She's great. So anyways, y'all, have a good evening. See you next time on Sunday with Johnny. Bye-bye.